Well done. Okay, well at least that simplifies things. Okay, so
Greetings, mortals, and welcome back to Bharat and all that stuff.
I'm pretty tired today. It's been a rough day for me. Oh god. Woke up in the middle of the night. Was sick yesterday. I'm sick today. Just it's a whole thing. Anyway, I'm kind of tired, and then today I've been having difficulty with troubleshooting various things, including apparently this program is having problems with my camera, so I'm going to need to troubleshoot that whole business, but I don't know anything about troubleshooting Linux, so this is going to take fucking forever to fix. So, I'll probably... I'm doing all this gesticulating, and it looks all, super cool, and nobody can see it because I can't see my camera, and fuck all that shit. Anyway, so... when last we left off, we were having some performance issues here. I think the performance issues might be traced to the same damn place as the camera issues. Let's hope so, because I was running into some performance issues, and then the machine crashed, and then... So, today we are going to try to get this done, just because I want to finish this run, right? I'd like to do some other things, but I don't know what I want to do. I don't know what other stuff I want to try out for a while. So, for now, I'm defaulting to this. We are going to start privateering in the English channel because someone suggested it, and it's a really, really good idea, and I should have been doing it this whole time. So let's go ahead and just cripple the British economy, shall we? Meanwhile, these guys are going to pop over here to pick these troops up. I do not have access to the Ottoman territory, do I? I have military access? No. Good. So we do not have military access through the Ottomans. The Ottomans are in the middle of getting blown up over there, and I need to figure out exactly what I intend to do. We have 2 more years before we can attack Ming. So I need to decide whether I want to go after Ming next, or if I want to go after some other big nation, or if I want to go after a little war like Transoxiana. I think that from a practical perspective, I should probably be in a continual state of warfare. I don't think there's really much reason for me to not be declaring on the next people on the list. So we're going to declare on the next people on the list. We're going to get these guys over to here. Are we going to get these guys over there as well? I think we are. So we're going to pop these guys here so that I can pick them up. These guys are eventually going to get there. These guys over here we're going to pick up in this place. This is a supply limit of 49. That's not sufficient for our needs. I need you to sit over here then. Okay. Next thing on the agenda, we are finishing up this before I give all this stuff over. I'll give all this stuff over to Central Africa at that point. That'll be great. What else do we have left to do? A lot of stuff left to do, actually, as always. So French-Brazilian separatists that I'm pretty sure I don't need to worry about. That shouldn't be relevant to my interests. We're going to go ahead and pick you folks up. We're going to move you down here. We are going to pick these guys up. We're going to move them further. And then once we have moved these guys into position to... I guess I didn't need to do that. This is actually only 76 ships. I can't send this whole army at once. How are we doing on thingers? I think that 10 cannons per army is actually sufficient. So I think we're going to do that. So we're going to move these guys over here first. And then we'll move the other stack separately. I didn't realize I was going to need 2 to do this. If I'd realized that, I would have made a slightly different decision here. At any rate, we're going to go ahead and just pop down here, make with some murder, take out Transoxiana, and then hopefully we'll be able to finish the war with Transoxiana within 2 years so that we can move on to other things. We're going to go to Charjui, and these guys are going to pop back here. So 80,000 troops should, I think, be trivially sufficient to deal with our enemies over here. I do have some colonists to send out. I'm going to go ahead and send one here, question mark, for no apparent reason. Just do it. Next on the list is doing what? We need to wait for these guys to get their ships. These guys are going to head over there, do their thing. Did I take this? No, I did not. And let's see here. That would have been helpful. Let's see. We're going to pop back over here. And hopefully the Ottomans have a difficult time over here. I'm perfectly happy to see other people growing as long as it means that the Ottomans are shrinking, because other folks are pretty small by comparison. Alright, so you guys are going to go ahead and upgrade. Once we've done that, you guys can be set with this person. Head to that location. And how are we doing now? We've got 40,000 troops here. Transoxiana has how many troops? Transoxiana has 50,000 troops. I think that this army should be sufficient to tide me over here for now. Kazan will not even join to help them. We're going to go ahead and declare this, and we're just going to move these guys straight onto this fort. Do we want to move them onto this fort? Actually, I'm going to give them this person and move them to this fort. These guys, I'm going to give this person to this fort. So our admiral just died. And that is very unfortunate. Once we've got access through here, that will actually help us a lot with our objective to sort of speed up the conquest. It takes a long time to conquer stuff when you have to walk across the whole world or go sail around the whole coast of Africa. If I could have a set of ships here and a set of ships on the east, that would go a long way. So who is this? Occupied by Greece, of all people. Okay, then. Alright, so these guys are going to go do their thing. And once we have... How much war score do we want to get before we... Well, that's interesting. So much, but heat just got formed. So Spain is doing their business over here. Tondo has more than 100 developments. I'm not going to annex them yet. Oh, nice. So we're going to catch these guys before they get a chance to do the bad business that they want to do. You are not catching my... Oh my god, 580 casualties? That is definitely less than I was anticipating. You guys have the 2 siege general, but that's okay. Any other sieges that need to be made? I don't think so. So why are you at high enthusiasm? That is very strange that their enthusiasm isn't higher from occupied and besieged provinces. But we're heading into the desert here. We're going to catch these guys off guard. Unfortunately, they're going to put up a pretty considerable fight because they have so much morale that they're just going to keep fighting. But that's okay. We're now at 59% war score, and I might be able to just peace out now already. And I should be able to just peace out. I probably... I don't think I can peace out for 100% of their nation. I don't think that'll... I don't think they'll be willing to do that this early. But we can do this, which is... quit this. We can do this. This is 68% overextension, which I would be splitting between two different nations. I'm not going to core any of it myself. And getting more than this is going to be moderately time consuming. So I think that it's probably in my best interest to literally just peace out here, take all of this, create two big nations here, and then just move on with my life. We have 1 year before we want to be declaring on Ming, and that will require that we get some troops into position for it. So I think we're ready for this. You know what? Let's wait, I guess, just on the tick of these. So once those two tick and we take out this army, we should be able to get probably a little bit more. Yeah, that put us up to 63 from 59%. So that gave us... Oops. That gave us a little bit of extra, and that's all great. So this is 71% overextension. Yahoo! Let's do it. Peacing out, and no real risk of a coalition forming. Boom. It's just so fast. It's just so fast at this point. I love it. So we're going to give the Northern Territories some of this stuff over in the east first. And let's see here. We will go to our friend here. Territories, Grand Province, Kokand. Grand Province, Ashilkul. Kashgar. And Yangi Hisar. Uzkend. I'm gonna get them as close to 100% as possible, I think. Tashkent. But I'm gonna expand them as much in the same region as possible. So Shimkent. The other thing I should do is I should check the thingers. So, Sirdaria is one state, it looks like. So I have to choose who I want to take control of that state. Taraz. Am I gonna want... I guess I'm probably gonna want to just annex parts of Guj into myself, maybe. I'm gonna probably want to take a couple of these. I guess this is probably fine. Let's see here. We're going to give you... Do we want to give them this random stuff? How much do all of our vassals have now? So... You are the Northern Territories. They only have 139 development right now. Is that accurate? So they're currently about even, actually. You haven't started coring this yet? Oh, never mind. They have that fully cored. Oh, they have these fully cored already. Oh, when did that happen? Okay, so for some reason I thought that they did not have that stuff cored. So that means that the Western Expanse can actually just expand into all of the other provinces around here, I think. Western Expanse can get this. Failure. Because, yeah, I think I'm just going to give them all of these provinces now. Like all the stuff that's left. Assuming I can. This is actually quite a lot of territory. I'm going to try to focus on this stuff up here first. So who has the rest of that state? Okay, so Western Expanse has the rest of that state, so I'm going to finish it up with them. Okay. And I have territorial cores on these. Looks like. What states are these? Merv. This is actually part of their state. I think I might want to give it to them. It's it's one minor province. I'm just going to give it to the Western Expanse. So we will grant them. What is this province called? Kopet. There we go. So that actually reduces the total number of states that I have by 1. This is a really trashy state. So, do I want to give it to the Northern Territories or the Western Expanse? Also, do I want to start expanding further? Probably not. I don't want to get these guys too much territory all at once. So let's take a look at our thinger here. What is the thinger? 262 development, 139 development. Neither of which is troublesome. These are tributary of Ming, and they're kind of getting their asses kicked. So Ming will join if I attack. If I attack Astrakhan, then there's nothing they can do, but Western Expanse has some trubs where I'm probably going to have rebels, so we'll deal with the rebels with this army. Have my ships even arrived over here yet? My ships haven't even arrived. Holy shit. That's how fast these wars go now. Okay. So, nice little chunk taken out there. We're going to go ahead and pop down here. Yeah, these ships are almost fully repaired. And if I bring this army to bear against Ming, I think I should be pretty kosher. Okay. Nice. Internal conflicts in Japan. I can't imagine why they're having any internal conflicts. It's not as if, like, their entire nation has just been brought into... I'm really tempted to just build these crazy forts here. I think I'm going to, actually. Because I might as well this will basically just lock the Ottomans in this area, dealing with a bunch of fortifications that they legitimately have no interest in dealing with. And I don't know how much upkeep this is going to be for them, but it's fine. Let's see. For us, we're going to... Do we want to build some manufactories? Not really a lot of reason to, honestly. Why would we develop our economy when we're in the process of taking over the world? Sisseton has become self-sustaining. That doesn't actually change anything, though. That wasn't one of the ones that I had sent some people to. So, what else do we have here? Oh, these guys need to go to a better location. Where is a better location for you? I guess they're going to go here. So we should be able to basically go in on Ming. I'll use this army here to deal with the fight against Gouge. So I'm going to want to declare war on Gouge once I've got the ability to. You guys have finally arrived, and the question is whether I want to bring them to... Let's take a look here. Do we have a thing now? Where's my ships at? What? Did I say hunting pirates? No, not hunt pirates, privateer. Well, that was the exact opposite of what I wanted them to do. So, there we go. So I should be privateering here now. So I earn 3 point something here, supposedly. So am I... How does privateering work? I have legitimately no idea how this works. Okay, that's all fine. So, what else do we want to do now? Guess we want to... It's been a while since I actually looked at any of these nodes. That thing's going over here. Canton node's doing pretty well. We've dropped this down to 24, which is good. Do I have to, like, pull the merchant away? I'm going to try recalling this merchant and see what happens if I do that. Let's see. Where would I send him? I have a better node to go to. And don't necessarily have a substantially better node to go to. I guess that's not true. We have this node here, where I guess I could collect from trade, if I wanted. Because I'm apparently transferring trade from here. Whoa, whoa, how do I only have... Nope, that's not the right place. Okay. Like, whoa, what is this? Oh, so we have to wait 58 days in order to get that guy to do things, which is fine. Okay, so we have revolutionaries chilling over there. We have arrived here. We can go ahead and deal with the unrest. Prevent that from ticking up too badly. And these guys are here. They can go ahead and pop in the boats. And we can now move them to Beijing, I guess. Where is your capital now? Their capital is Haizhou. Okay, so Haizhou's right here. That means that I don't actually want to go to Beijing. I think I want to go somewhere else. You guys are just chilling here. Need you to get in the boats and go where? It's kind of tempting to dive Britain. I'm a little concerned about trying to dive Britain because I only have 58,000 troops here. So, I mean, 58,000 troops might seem like a lot, but it's not really that much. So let's take a look here. How's this situation going now? So, okay, so pirates have 32% of the trade power, collecting trade, and that is interesting. So, so much trade power here. All right, so it looks like I am, in fact, taking the majority of the trade here, which means that I'm actually, that just crippled the English economy. That's cool. Let's see. What else do we need to do? We need to keep going with other things. Where are you? I already set them away. So all the things over here are set up. So we are going to, I think we're going to bring these guys back over. I don't think we'll have any trouble with unrest over here. So we can have these guys come down to Setsu, question mark? Yeah, Setsu. And we'll pop them to Setsu. These guys are going to where? No, you don't need to go to Beijing. You don't need to come to Yangzhou. So we'll send them to Yangzhou. Selected breeding? Fuck. Interesting. So it looks like they are doing specific cattle breeding. I don't think I've ever seen that event before. I wonder if it's a new one. Okay. Hey, look at that. Our truce with all these folks has ended. Oh, right. Ava. That's right. Okay, well. Sorry, Sukhathai, but I need to declare war on you in order to get the war that I actually want. So we're going to go ahead and declare war on you now. I just want to get into a war with Ava so that I can piece Ava out separately. So you guys are going to pop in here. And alright, I'm in London now, right? I am not in London yet. I will be in London soon. Okay, we are going to upgrade these ships right now. So in 10 months, I'll have the ability, if I choose to pop into the place. That'll be good. Let's see here. Who else do I need to give orders to? Nobody quite yet, but soon we'll be giving orders to these armies here. We have this coming down. So we have 90,000 troops here. How many troops does Ming have? Ming has 260,000 total troops, which is a lot more troops than I have right here. But while they do have a lot of total troops, generally speaking, they're not very good about actually projecting power. Ava will not join the war because they can't, and we are set. So we'll just pop into Haizhou. This is not the right person for the job. I'm going to send this person in charge of this. And we will put the person with 3-6 in Huai'an. And farewell. That is at 42% instantaneously. Not too shabby. And we can do the other stuff. Oh, right. So, The other thing that we want to do is, I think we want to declare war on Gouge now, because we have access to, we have this army here, and we want to finish up some of these things that we've got. So Ming will not be able to join them. We will go ahead and do imperialism, take their capital, and this army should be able to just dive their capital on its own, and we won't have to worry too much about it. Now over here, they are at negative 64%. It looks like they are trying to siege this down, and we can just not worry about this. These guys, if I wanted, could go to Wuchang, but I don't think I want to, because I want to tick this and then immediately pull them off of Beijing. So it looks like they are going to just wander around trying to ping random fortresses rather than do something useful. And that is very good for me, actually, because these forts are very tough to crack, and so we should have an easy time here. So that is a bunch of my vassal forts. Nothing too concerned about. So we won the siege of their capital, and we do not have an admiral. Let's put an admiral in charge over here. And one ship blown up instantly. I don't care about trade efficiency anymore. Okay, so we got an extra Carrack, and we can do what we want to do now. So I think what we're going to do... actually, no, we're not going to do that. I was thinking what we were going to do is get these guys all in the boats, but we only have 76 boats here. Do I want to... you know what? It doesn't matter. 76 boats is fine. We will take these 6, and we will start carpet sieging. These guys are going to pop in here, and we lost the siege of Lahore, which that escalated quickly. It's fine though. It's not the war with Ming, so don't have to really worry too much about it. And we can put most of the people in this boat, and please tell me that this actually... Okay, there we go. So these guys are going to pop to Jinan, and now we're at 35% here. Oh no, what are we going to do? And the answer is we are going to drop straight on top of them. Please tell me I got the right general in charge. I do. This is a 3-6 general. Boom. So we're going to melt this army pretty fast. And unfortunately, we're only taking them out at not even like a 2-to-1 ratio, honestly. Not amazing by any stretch of the imagination. And let's see here. We can now... Beijing has a supply limit of 70. It's so crazy. So there's 40,000 troops down here. I think what we're going to do is if we hold down shift, we can consolidate the regiments without breaking any of our regiments. And we're going to wait until the first, and then we're going to dive Canton. So by diving Canton, we'll be able to sort of break another set here. I did not split these guys quite as much as I should have, probably. So these guys are going to go to... We're going to actually pop back over here, I think. Because this is territory I can get too easy. Because one thing that I do need to do is I need to make sure that these guys are not exposed to a gigantic Ming army. And even just like a normal-sized Ming army. Let's see. Over here, we are moving toward their capital. And we're going to fight these guys and take them out pretty easily. And what else do we have to do? Okay, so this army is probably going to be pretty successful here. And that is an understatement. We just wiped 42,000 troops off the map. And we can do what now? I guess if we want... I can try to figure out who's going where. So these guys are retreating over here somewhere. These guys are retreating over here somewhere. This army here was originally 2 armies, I believe. So we are going to split this army in half, and we are going to send this half to this fort. This other half is going to take a slightly different route, but still go fundamentally the same fort. Oh, never mind. Where the hell are you going? So these guys are going to Yangzhou, which means that all of these armies need to pull back. So you guys need to pop over to here, where hopefully you guys are actually not going to do that. You're going to go this way instead because you can. These guys should all try to get the hell out of Dodge. Because these guys are going to try to dive me here. Oh, I should have actually just brought these soldiers over to wipe this army. What am I thinking? Okay. This army is going where? They're going there. How much? I need 18,000 troops to fully recoup. How are we doing on the other wars? So we've got 21% here. The Western Expanse is building troops to do their thing. We have wiped this fleet, question mark? We just won the Siege of Nagari. And that allows us to potentially get control of... Ooh, that is a rank 6 fort. Can I just take control of that fort in this peace deal without needing to do anything else? No. That is a little bit surprising, but not a ton surprising. Do I want to dive anywhere else? Taking out a rank 6 fort that I really don't need to take out is probably not worth it. So instead, we're just going to actually move these guys back and start doing rebel stuff again. We don't need to peace out with them immediately, so... Meanwhile, we have the war against Sukhothai, which is going very poorly at this particular juncture. I think what we're going to do is we're actually going to move these guys down here. We're going to go all the way to the opposite end of the world to do this. These guys have finished their business, so we're actually going to privateer here in the English Channel. And we will see if we do this, how much trade power we have with that fleet as well. Okay. Now, these guys are all going to go over there. Just pop to Laizhou. And once these guys get here, we will pick them up. And figure out where to bring them. We want to try to take the Wuchang thing. It looks like they're going toward Beijing. So with them going... Oh, I'm an idiot. With them going toward Beijing... I am going to just sort of get all these guys to putter around down here, do full carpet sieging down here. It looks like they're not going to Beijing, actually. They're continuing past Beijing for whatever reason. So this army is, it looks like, going to run into this little dinky army along the way. And if I can take control of the fort from Gouge, if I can just take control of that one fort, that'll be sufficient for me right now. And 21% over here already, without having actually done anything. These guys need to split up. And let's see. What else do we need? These guys are repairing, so I'm going to let them repair a bit. These guys can pop down here. And what else do we have left that we want to be doing here? We're just taking control of a bunch of random territory from Ming. Meanwhile, we just took out part of these guys' army, and they are decidedly... I just won the Siege of Wuchang. That was... okay, that escalated quickly. So this is already won, and we can putter around. We're going to get these troops into friendly territory, I think. It's going to take quite a while to... Is it, though? It's actually not going to take that long at all. So, since it's not going to take that long to reinforce, I think I'm actually just going to keep diving their forts, maybe. They do now have a pretty sizable army in the region. But having a pretty considerable army in the region has the disadvantage that it means that I do know where their army is. So Core just got looted. Okay, these guys are probably going to try to take back their capital. I think that's where they're going right here. Who are you? That is a 45,000 troop army. We're not going to dive you. So instead, we are in fact going to wait to recoup, question mark. No, that would be silly. Why would we need to do something silly like that? We're going to pop over here and get these peeps together to deal with their business. We're going to retreat everyone back a little bit. In fact, we're going to retreat everyone to here. That's a silly way to go. That's a much sillier way to go. And we're going to... Actually, you know what we should do? We should all meet up here. Everyone should meet up here because I can easily get there before these guys are able to. We'll have a little bit of attrition, but that's fine. Do I need these guys? I do not think I do, not right now. So... we're at 28% war score with Gouge still. We're at minus 5% war score with these two. So I guess... where did I send these guys? Okay, they are being sent to Ava, so I think we're going to dive... okay, here we're going to do this. And that will allow us to get to where we're going. Okay. So taking control of that. We now only have 69 admin power. Why do we only have 69 admin power? Did I just get a tech? No. Oh, because I have humanism building still. Okay. Okay. So these guys are heading back the other direction. They do have a 3-star general who's a little crazy. Not a huge fan of that. These guys can take this person in charge. Okay, we're not going to go there because it's begging for trubs with them reinforcing that army. Be going toward them 2v1. So this army is going to start the progress toward their capital again. You will arrive on the 23rd, you will arrive on the 25th, which means that there's no risk there. And did I bring these troops over? I did, right? Yes. Okay. Okay. Local. So they're going there. these armies are going to need to be picked up, I think. Maybe not. Oh. So this army has sent themselves there. They're actually kind of out of position, to be honest. It looks to me like they're going to dive their entire 130,000 troops onto their capital. Do I want to allow them to take their capital back? Or do I want to just... I can't take very much right now. I can take their capital again if I wanted. I don't think I want to do that. So let's take a look at the area map. I want to take this whole chunk, because this chunk gives me complete control of things that I already should have complete control. We want to take this because that's also a state that we already have. Take these two. Anything else that we want in this war? I feel like... it might be in my best interest to do all of this. So this would be 96% overextension. That's a decent bit. How much war score is that? 68 war score. 68% war score is going to be kind of rough to get to, honestly. Alright, since these guys are diving their whole army over here, what we're going to do is we're just going to pop back the other direction and pick them up in Wuchang. They do have substantially more troops than I'd like, honestly. Imagine that, Ming having lots of troops. It's a miracle. So these guys are together. We have 80,000 troops here. We should be able to dive here without too many problems. These guys probably won't even reinforce in time. They did get there in time to reinforce, unfortunately. But it did not really make any difference. And these guys, it looks like, are locked in to come at me. So we'll just get 3,000 troops dead free. Never mind. And let's see here. This is... supply limit is 60, so we didn't really lose very much here. And these guys can pop here. The nice thing about fighting in Ming territory is just the fact that Ming is pretty much exclusively farmland, so you never really have to deal with too many. Are you serious? 8,000 will actually reach my troops by the end of the month? Hot diggity. Okay, we're gonna wait a day. We're gonna wait 2 days apparently, and then we're gonna pop over here. You guys are gonna pop over here. This is hills. 11th and 7th. Are they gonna go for it? Looks like they're gonna keep going for it, so I don't want to dive that. So how do I want to go about this? I guess I could just follow these guys. What I want really is to do that. Okay, perfect. We're heading back to the coast. Because from the coast, we can jump onto all of the armies that are on forts. So these guys are going to start sieging back some of this stuff that I've taken. Meanwhile, where is my army? Oh, my army is slowly but surely working their way to here. And that's fine. So we now have 21% war score, or not 21% of this done. So we can peace out with you at some point. So we need to take this territory at the very least. And this seems like a pretty solid chunk to take. So I think I might do this. And I can just give all of this to the Northern Territories eventually. I don't need to peace out with them yet, though. So we're going to wait on that until we have better reason to peace out. So... Okay, so they have a negative 14%. Unfortunately, this fort over here is causing problems for us. We're going to... Do we want to dive that army, honestly? No, I don't. So what's going to happen instead is this army is just going to go back up to Haizhou. This army here is going to go there as well. Why is this army doing this instead of me doing this? That's the thing. Okay. We just won the Siege of Nan. That puts them instantly from high enthusiasm to low enthusiasm. And we can just pop over here. We don't need to get on this siege anytime soon. Alright, so... Oh, it turns out that Ava is not sieged, question mark? Yeah, I don't have anything taken from Ava yet. So, we're going to need to actually siege down their capital, I guess. Which is right here, is it? Where's your capital? It's got to be here. It is here. Okay. So we'll just siege down this capital. Once we've done that, we will have all of these other wars firmly in hand and be ready for the next business. So these guys have arrived. We're going to put them in here. They have a 2 siege general. Swap them out. That was actually the correct decision because this army has fewer artillery than I need. I think. Question mark? Actually, maybe not. This is just a normal fort. It doesn't actually, or is a capital fort. It doesn't actually have a fort building on the province. I do not have anybody over here. Get over there quickly because this actually ticks very fast now. We have a lot of stuff going. And how are we doing? So we need 3,000 to reinforce fully. We have... Whoa, 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 whoa. I thought I sent you to Hawaii. Whoopsies. Well, that's a problem. Well, I'm an idiot. That's going to be a ton of attrition for no reason at all. No goddamn reason. I just clicked the wrong location and bad things happened. These guys need to be pulled off of this now. It's going to be a thing. We're going to tick this first, and then we will deal with this. Unfortunately, they're at 7%, negative 7% at any rate. And we have the ability to pick you guys up. Hopefully this... oh, I'm an idiot! Defenders, that would have ticked if not for me being an idiot. And I... am now in a position where these guys are going to be potentially finishing that siege, and that's going to be really nasty if they manage to finish a siege on one of these big forts. It's not going to give them a ton of war score or anything. It's just that it's like a huge nuisance to get it back. Which, I mean, I guess that just means that you just don't get it back, right? But that's beside the point. Alright, these guys can come pick these armies up now. Voop. Okay. So these armies are going to merge. We're going to put this right general to have in charge. And they're going to go here. We have 11,000 troops that are left. These troops are just going to have this person in charge. I think they're just going to put them over in this province. Wuchang has fallen. We just won the Siege of Ava. So we now have... Oh, one second. Somebody's knocking on my door. Okay, so what are we doing here? We got this at negative 78%. These guys are heading up to not the right place. They're not actually going to Beijing for some reason. We have the peace. We have the ability to peace out with Ava as soon as we carpet siege them fully. So we're actually going to just start popping over to each of these provinces in turn. Hey, infantry combat ability plus 5%. So we're going to split this army in half, send half of them over here. So we just won the Battle of Beijing. We lost 6,000 troops, took out like 20,000. Not too shabby. In fact, I think in this war with Ming, we have actually been increasing in troop number over time. And I think that we're going to need... Oh, you know what I want? Now that I think about it, more than anything else, I want to take out their high-level forts. So I'm not going to take all of this, because there's just no reason to even try it. What I want is just to take things like Shenyang and Datong. If I can take these two provinces off of them, then I will be happy. And let's see here. Treasurer is gone. National unrest. Are you accepted, culture? Hey, Japanese is accepted. Yes. Okay, I don't know why, but I don't think I had a rank 5 advisor earlier. What do we want to do here? We've only got 18,000 cannons here for some reason. That's not optimal. So taking more scores. 2. So do we want to... We're going to leave these guys here. These guys are going to, I think, get on the boats. And I'm just going to move them down here, because I suspect these guys are going to walk in to Haizhou in a way that I can potentially jump in on them. So one of these armies is going to arrive in 2 days. So we're going to wait 1 day, and then we're going to dive in. We'll arrive on the 20th. These guys will get out of here on the 19th. The other army will still be in there, and I think I should be able to take them out, question mark. This might be a terrible idea. It might be, but we're gonna do it anyway, it's fine. What could possibly go wrong? So, that is what could possibly go wrong. Okay, we want... Nice! Oh, we stack wiped them! You're gonna arrive on December? December! Oh, do I want to just sit here? Oh, ho, ho. This is an interesting query. Do we want to leave or do we want to stay? I think we're going to leave because it'll be fun. So we can actually get out of here before they arrive. Yes! Oh, man. So we just dive in, stack wipe them, and then get the hell out of Dodge. Because we can. Okay, so they now have another army that they have put here. And they are now going to stack a huge army here, except they're not. They're now leaving again. What's my force limit? 66. So here we go. We've got 5,000 troops that are going to recover by the end of the month. We're going to go ahead and take another one of these provinces. How are we doing over here? We need to finish the carpet siege, so let's get this problem dealt with. Ming is super happy to be involved in these wars. It is a little ridiculous. So I guess it's not that. It's not that. It's really just that you have to be really one-sided in order to win the wars this quickly. The war has only been going on for 2 years, and that is pretty short in terms of EU4 wars. Okay. That is 5,000 troops recovered. Does put me over the supply limit. So what I'm going to do here, these guys are going to tick down and then immediately start peeling away. So we're just going to move these guys up here. And if these guys get out of here, if they lock in going away, which they are not, it looks like. I need you to lock in going away from me. Damn. I don't really want to dive anyway. I feel like diving 70,000 or 80,000 troops is dangerous. Then again, if I were to do a Shift K here, then I think I might be able to burn them down before anyone else arrives. Maybe. We're going to try this. It's not a great plan. I'm not going to lie. This is really dangerous. And it looks like these guys are going a different direction entirely. They are not going to help. That is another stack wipe. Farewell, friends. Okay, so we did another stack wipe. And they're still not going to give any shits about any of this. And this is farmland. We do not want to dive them there. Instead, we are going to pull these guys out of here once the first is ticked. And get them back to Hangzhou. Is Hangzhou the nice place? What is the supply limit here? 68. That's good enough. Close enough for government work. Okay, so we now have... Okay, so we've taken out sufficient Ming troops that this army here is literally the entire Ming army. This entire thing, this is just the Ming army right here. They don't have anything anywhere else, as far as I can tell. So we can do this. I don't think I actually need full carpet siege to win this the way that I want it, because I don't think... Who is this? Oh, this is the Ming War. That's not who I'm looking to fight. Or who I'm looking to peace out. Alright, so we can do this. Alright, if we do this, this is 43, this is 68% war score. Honestly, I can just fully annex them, so we might as well. That'll be 46% overextension. The overextension is significant in this context. And these guys are going to some random location. And how are we handling this? We've got... If I wait a month to tick these guys up, which I think I should do either way. Yeah, so these guys are sitting on with 97,000 troops on their capital now. They're not comfortable splitting this army. And that means that they're just going to hemorrhage these troops, because that is a ton of troops to be sitting on a siege. And how are we doing here? We have not ticked this. We just lost the siege of Haizhou, and that's fine. We will take that siege back as soon as we get our business going. This is a rank 6 fort. I don't have enough troops here to siege this, unfortunately. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to move here. And this army is going to try to dive me, probably. And where else are they going to go? Are they going to go into this fort? Because if they go in this fort, then I'm actually quite happy with that. That's a perfectly serviceable solution for me. Cheyenne separatists. The issue here is that it's very hard to accumulate war score against Ming. They're just so big. They're so very big. And we are getting other people that we want to be piecing out. Or that we want to be declaring war on again. So, actually we don't... Okay, fine, we'll just move to Yangzhou. From here, we can dive Haizhou. And this hopefully will work fine. Are you going to... I don't really trust this. This is a little concerning. Alright, so we're going to pop to here. We're going to... Hey, Parliament passed the thing. Look at that. Being all fancy. And these guys are going to pop into Haizhou. Yeah, we're starting to lose our truces, which is fine, but not optimal. So this means that we are going to want to siege down Haizhou again, and then the second that we siege down Haizhou, we need to get some better business going. That is a lot of troops. Holy shit. Okay, do we want to just peace out? I can't take both of these forts. I can't even take one of them, can I? Wait, seriously? They don't even... Are they, though? Are they? I find that to be a suspect statement. You guys are going to pop over here, because I'm pretty sure... Shit. Hey, look at that! So once this ticks, we will be able to move these guys in. So, you guys can start carpet sieging again. And have we finished the thing yet? Yes, so we should be able to fully annex both of these nations. That is a yes. So this is full annexation of both. We get some aggressive expansion with a bunch of people that we do not necessarily, operative word here is necessarily, have to care about. Peace out. And they are done, bar. And I guess actually we can, this stuff we can just core ourselves. So that's convenient for us. Because if we just core all of this ourselves, then we don't have to do the other thing. So we can apparently fulfill a mission. We've fulfilled Invade Burma. We get a permanent claim on a bunch of stuff that we don't need permanent claims for because we now have imperialism. And we are all set there. And we can peace out if we want with some other folks. Ah, there we go. So they're now sitting on a low enthusiasm, and that's what we're looking for here. These guys here are just going to pop up, pick up this army, and pull back, because what are you guys even doing with your time? You just sent 160,000 troops to do absolutely nothing. Congratulations. Meanwhile, they are, I guess, going to siege back that. So that's, I guess, super useful for them. And we are going to do this, and do this. And basically just carpet siege our way back through all their provinces as best we can. And this will hopefully allow us to get a pretty decent amount of war score, because we're actually accumulating war score pretty quickly from doing this. Turns out that, oh, Wanzhong just entered a coalition against us. There's only one solution to that, which is to just go ahead and blow them up. So Ming cannot join, so that's good for us. Do we want to declare on you? And Hisenwi is a one-province minor, so yes. Here comes the declaration. These guys pop it down here. And we are all set. Okay, so we're at 17% war score. And I do think that my goal here... Can I actually take these? Can I just... Why can I core you? Oh, I didn't take this either. Oops. Let's see. So we have loyal subjects we can get. We have artillery damage for the back row, which is very good. Ooh. Napoleonic Warfare is really nice. I feel like we might want to go with Napoleonic Warfare. Improved artillery range is useful, but Napoleonic Warfare, I think, is what we're going to go with first. And let's take a look here. Why can't I just core any of this? This is weird. Huh. It's kind of acting like I have unrestricted conquest, even though I clearly do not. Alright. So we're at 16% right now. You guys are going to come to here. Alright, so the other thing that I forgot to do is we're actually going to go around and secure control of all of the naval provinces that they have. This. Okay, so they have 50,000 troops that are waiting there, and we can try to siege some of this stuff down. We're at 18% war score now. And we actually want, if we can, to peace out the other guys before we peace out Ming. Then again, maybe we don't. It kind of depends on what we want to do with these guys. Because I don't necessarily know that I'm going to want to take a bunch of territory from them. If I don't want to take a bunch of territory from them, then I can actually just peace out with Ming. And if I peace out with Ming... Also, by the way, it is so frickin' difficult in the late game to get rid of their frickin' mandate, because Jesus Christ. So we are now sitting at 24% war score here. And we have... That should be plenty. I don't think I need more war score than this. So we can take control of both of these forts, and ostensibly I can just take all of their forts? Question mark? I mean, I don't understand why I can core all of this. Do I want to take control of all their interior forts? It's got 112. It's 31% overextension. What's my current overextension? I can take another 10% overextension before I run into a problem here. So, I guess that means taking these three, taking these two is good. Okay, so I think if we do this, then it should hypothetically be good for us, assuming that I can actually core this stuff the way that it claims that I can. Because I shouldn't be able to take it if I can't core it, right? So if I take all of this, then they won't have any forts left. Basically, this is a fort though, right? So they will, I guess, have a couple of forts left if I do this. But taking control of the two rank 6 forts would be pretty impactful. I think actually what I'm going to do instead of that is, because I am a little concerned that I'm going to screw myself with this, Datong is unfortunately its own area, but I can take all of this. And I can't actually take this. So this is going to be sufficient. That's a 28% war score victory. We're going to piece them out. They are probably going to jump right back in with us again. And then we can just white piece them to get a shorter piece. Basically. If we want. Do we want that? Yes, because these guys are chilling over. You know what? Yes, because we don't have anything else that we need to do here anyway. So we're going to piece out. Take control of a bunch of new territory. We are now at 96% overextension. We have a bunch of territory over here to piece, to take control of. And we got it all coring, and we can now move everybody back to the coast. Now, what's going to happen here, almost certainly, is that Ming is going to immediately declare war on me again, because I am currently at war with their thingers. I guess I can peace out here. I can't peace out here, actually. I can't do it yet. I need to wait on this piece until Ming no longer considers me a rival. That means that Ming is probably no longer a valid rival for me, which is a little bit of trouble, but it's okay. And is Ming turning down the call to arms? Does Ming not get another call to arms for their tributary? Oh, if I'm already at war with their tributary, it doesn't look like Ming is called in. Interesting. It's not like an alliance, I guess, where they can call them in afterward. It's if I'm already... So that is... Oh, that changes everything. Okay, then. So we've successfully navigated another Ming War. We now have how many states? A pretty sizable, but not too bad modifier there. Qingde cannot be cored, but that's okay. So now we have a bunch of rank 8 forts just chilling over here that are going to be very convenient for us. And we should be in good shape here. We're at 42% with this fort already. Haven't even done anything over 42%. This army is going to pop over here. These guys are heading to Wachao, and Wachao is fine. How are we doing here? We are almost complete. We have very, very few casualties to recoup still. We can pop these armies over to here. And then we can keep on going. Hey, Urban. More butter indeed. There is much annexation to be had here. So once we take control of this capital, we have the ability to peace out pretty easily. And I think we are just going to do a white peace with these guys, because they're willing to join a coalition, and we don't want them to be able to coalesce, but at the same time, we can't really afford the overextension that would come from actually annexing them right this second. So we're just not going to. So, Hisapa has a little bit left to do, and we've got a decent amount of Thinger again, which is good. The Gouge War is now something that I can just put an end to. This is 57% overextension, which means that I do not want to do that. Instead, we're going to take I think just this. We're going to leave the rest of that. And send this in. And now we are way overextended, but that's okay because we have the Northern Territories ready to be done. So we got Bathing in the Ganges. That gives us some loyalty with the Brahmins, plus 1% missionary strength, which is very useful. And we can now complete Indian Empire. We can complete the riches of India. And we cannot complete industrialized Bengal because I still haven't built enough grand shipyards because I am a dope. So let's build some more grand shipyards. I don't know why I didn't build more of those. Oh, well now I know. Because I don't actually have enough space to do it. So, Grand Shipyard. Where are you going? Is this Grand Shipyard? Yes. So this is... So these two provinces here need... Okay, I do not need the trade stations anymore, I don't think. Wait. Oh, yeah, that's 20. Okay, so textile manufactory, dry dock, workshop, or marketplace. Marketplace is going. So now we can build a grand shipyard here. And a grand shipyard here is already being built. Question mark. No, it was here. Okay, so that is two of those set up. Into the west, gain a permanent claim on Persia. And there we go. Now then. Northern Territories, how's it going? It's time for us to give you some more territories. So hopefully they have... Good. They have already cored everything. I didn't check that before I finished the war, so I could have screwed myself there, but I didn't. We're all fine. So this is going to give them overextension. Yes. Okay. Grant. Grant. Okay. And that is a wrap, I think. Yep. Okay, so we gave the northern provinces close to 100% overextension. So the northern territories are expanding out. In addition, we now have the ability to take territory off of Ming that is actually going to be giving us, and basically feeding it into the northern territories if we want. So we don't have to take everything that we take from Ming for ourselves. So we only have 0.46 from too many territories. And where is our army? This army is going to go deal with the peeps. We're going to go deal with the Japanese now. We do have our truce expired with them, and it's been expired for a little bit. So let's see. We also have the ability to declare war on Fars if we want. But yeah, unfortunately, I took way longer in that war than I probably should have. We have 2 more years before we can declare directly on the Ottomans. And I think we're probably going to wait that period before we do. So I'm sure it'll be fine. Oh, also, before I declare any more wars, I think I finished this. Yes, I did. So since I finished this nice little connection here, we are going to go to Barathi, Central Africa. and grant them Zumbo, finally. We're going to grant them Linjay, and we are going to grant them Kaunde. We now have the ability to declare on Kuba to take complete control of that area and just feed it, and we will do that at some point. Actually, how many troops does Kuba have? Oh my goodness, look at that army. Holy shit. Cuba. Cuba has 28,000 troops. We have 24,000 troops. They have rank 23 military. We have an arbitrarily better military than that. We are going to just move these guys over here, and we will declare that war eventually once I remember that they exist. Now then, you just chilling here. Meanwhile, we have a pretty sizable fleet pirating through this area. So we actually have over half of the trade value in this node right now. Not too shabby. Let's take a look at how this has impacted the British economy, because this is kind of interesting. So Britain now has an income of 227. So they only have 62 income from trade right now, which, considering there's 133 in their trade node, is pretty frickin' good. We have... Oh, wow. We need to send somebody to collect trade here. We have a huge amount of trade power, and we can just collect trade and call it a day. And let's see here. We'll still have a ton of trade power even after we deal with the problems there. So we can go ahead and declare on Japan for probably the final time. I don't think we're going to need to fight them more than just this one more time. They should be pretty much done here. So this will be the end of an independent Japan and the start of a glorious new era as a part of the Indian Empire. So we're now at 56% war score instantaneously. And we have 10 thingers here. This is actually all transports, so we can pretty much just wipe them and call it a day. They do have their army approaching the south, but they're going to run straight into my army here. These guys are going to do the job, and then we will be done, I think. I don't know that we need to do any more. We might not quite be able to do what we want here. But they actually have nowhere to flee either, so even though they might not stack wipe, they did. We're fine. So we're at 94% war score, and that is a wrap for Japan. Japan no longer exists. This is 32% overextension, so my colonial nation, or not colonial nation, my nice little nation of Bharati Japan, which has 405 development, giving 101% liberty desire. Holy shit. So we can go ahead and pay off their debt, and then we can grant them all the provinces because we can. I don't think we're going to expand them any further. I could hypothetically expand them into Korea. Actually, it occurs to me... Nope, never mind. I was thinking, it occurs to me that they had territory in Korea, but they lost that territory at some point, so we are all set. So how much liberty desire? 116%. We will want to be picking up the thing that reduces the liberty desire in my subjects based off of their province, their development total. It won't make a huge difference for Japan itself. They, I don't think, are going to actually become a problem at any point. But Marakatatopu is... Oh, is it? No, is it? No, sorry, it's Muto Solam Totem. Is getting kind of ridiculous with their 862 development. But even then, they're actually doing fine too. So Chengde is coreable now, apparently, so we can go ahead and make this core. And we are now... Oh my goodness, that's a lot of... Nope. It's not. We're fine. It is a lot of overextension, except we don't actually have any of that because we just gave it all away. So everything's fine. No cause for alarm. We are good. So how else do we need to do things? We can go ahead and pull you guys out. And where to next? We finished the war with them. We could dive Manchu if we want, but I don't think I want to quite yet. We have a lot of annexations to finish, and we're not really in need of more territory for ourselves right now. So I think what we might do is, first of all, these guys should probably... You know what? No, they're not going to. What they're going to do is they're going to chill here, and they are going to prevent rebels from spawning. So that's what they're going to do for right now. These guys are going to pop over to here, and these guys are going to get in the boats, which they already have. They're going to pop down to here, and they are going to do their job. So where'd the other guys go? The other guys are privateering because they feel like it. Britain now has how many troops? Because they should potentially have reduced their army size, but it doesn't look like they have to. So they have the ability to pay for whatever army they've got. They've declared war on someone, somewhere? Are they declaring war on Africa or something? Yes, so they've declared war on Africa, which is fine. We are going to, I think, declare war for Cuba. They're allied with Portugal now. That's an interesting choice. So I can actually get into a nice war with Portugal here if I want, and take Portuguese Louisiana for myself. Do I want to do that right this second? I don't think so. So I don't think I'm actually going to continue doing this. I think I'm going to bring all of the light ships out of this fleet and have them continue here. I think that's fine. This is 100-some ships. Oh, this is the wrong place. This is the wrong ability, rather. So you guys are going to privateer in this location, English Channel. These guys are going to pop down here, pick these troops up again, because I was thinking that I might declare over here, but now that I don't know where their troops are, I just don't see any reason to. We've got 15,000 cannons here, and we should bring them to bear against the Ottomans when we declare on Fars in just a moment. Looks like our colonies have kind of shown up, sort of. Where are you guys going? You're going to pick up those guys. Okay. How nice would it be if my vassals wandered over here and dealt with this for me? Don't think it's going to happen, but it would be nice. These guys are going to get in the boats, and we're going to leave 8,000 troops behind. That is fine. And of course, it's just a weird mixture where I am actually leaving artillery behind. We're actually going to merge these guys in with this unit. And let's see. Transoxiana is planning to attack Kazan, which is an interesting choice. And Newfoundland is definitely ballsy. I will give them that. It's an interesting choice on their part, not gonna lie. So, Sukhothai separatists are actually going to take control of this, but this is not actually Sukhothai territory, so it's not actually a concern for me. Overextension is at 91%. And where are my boats at? They're there. So hopefully this doesn't tick at 7%, or I'll be sad, because if it doesn't tick here, which it didn't, it won't tick at all. I guess I don't need to send this whole army here, so we'll just send half of them. And unfortunately, we got the attrition anyway. But we only need a few thousand to reinforce our troops. So we're in pretty tip-top shape at this point. Have I finished these buildings? It looks like I have finished these buildings. I have not finished these buildings. So once these tick, is that going to get me what I want? Do I now have that mission complete? Yes! We've completed Industrialized Bengal. We now get 3 innovativeness and 10% reduction to all tech costs. Yahoo! And let's see. We now have almost capped out on Diplo power. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to do a change culture because we can. Do we want to do... I guess we'll do change culture in the places that do not have accepted cultures, because that makes sense. Alright, now then, we are now going to get ourselves back over toward the Ottoman territory. And we need to do what over here? We have... How much territory? Oh my god, look at that. Hungary has eaten a ton. Very nice. So how much territory? Oh, I do not have this embraced. Huh. Very interesting. Alright. So next year we can declare war with the Ottomans as a co-belligerent, or we can declare war on the Ottomans directly. If we declare war on the Ottomans directly, we'll then be able to actually declare on all of their allies completely separately. And that'll be pretty useful, I think. We just got access to some more policies. Let's take a look at what they do. So... Diplomatic relations +1 and diplomatic reputation +1. So -1 national unrest and -5 years of separatism. This is pretty damn nice, and we're going to take this one as well. So we will now have a total of 9 diplomatic relations slots available, which means that if we so please, we can create another client state. We just need to figure out where we would put it, because it needs to be adjacent to either us or another client state. I think we might want to make a client state out of the Manchu. So if we declare on, conceivably we could declare on Korchin even. Korchin's a tributary of Ming, though. Interestingly enough, Manchu is a tributary of Ming again, because of course they are. They just keep becoming tributaries of Ming. It's just so sad. Let's see. So these guys are over here. Where's my folks at? So, religious harmony. We have 100% religious unity. Tolerance of the true faith +1. We've now finished this mission. And we have just a couple more missions to complete. We are golden. Where are my friends at? Okay, so we've got... Do I want to declare on Cuba now? Since I'm waiting a little bit? No, because Cuba is potentially going to cause some problems for me eventually. I don't know if I want to connect these guys up. Down to... Like, I don't really want to fight the Portuguese Navy up here. I want to be just sitting here harvesting money off of them for as long as possible. Yeah, like, we're taking half of the trade out of this node. Not too shabby. I guess we could send a colonist somewhere if we wanted. So, oh, we still have Darfur. And it's fine. Any other wars we can win within a year? Yeah, we could win the war against Darfur in a year, probably. I think we're just gonna chill. There's a reason this stream is called Too Lazy for World Conquest, because I may in fact be too lazy to finish a World Conquest. So it's 1721, which means that we have about 100 years left. So we have about 100 years worth of conquest left ahead of us, and I think that I'm behind schedule. I think that I could complete here if I was being much more aggressive than I'm actually planning on being. But I would need to be substantially more aggressive moving forward in order to get access to what I need. So the Western Expanse is, I think... You know, I say that, but we could actually take a huge amount of territory in this next war. We have the ability to give all of this territory to Arabia, because what's going to happen here is we are going to declare on the Ottomans, and then we are largely going to just ignore them, because instead of actually going after the Ottomans, I'm going to go after all of these guys, so all the people that they're currently protecting. So Karakayunlu has its independence guaranteed by the Ottomans. We're just going to declare on the Ottomans, and we are going to go after... and then once we've declared on the Ottomans, they can't join in any other wars. So we will then declare on Fars, and we will declare on Karakayunlu to try to annex both of them, I think. Because that should help us a lot. If we can pull... all this. So do we have a rank? Yes, we do. So what we're going to do, actually, because how far in debt are the Ottoman at this point? Quite a bit. We're going to subsidize them because I have these... Okay, 30 might be a little excessive. But yeah, we need... I also did not apparently build a fort here. I thought that I upgraded this fort, but apparently not. Did I upgrade these? Yes. Okay, so you guys also need to be subsidized. You need to be subsidized probably even more. I'm going to give you 20. And just because I need to subsidize their forts, because otherwise they're going to go completely bankrupt. Look at all that money. That was just an insane amount of... Okay. What are we doing here? Split, chop. Actually, no. Do we want to even split? We want them to go to... I think we're going to take these guys here, actually. Do they have any forts? Ottomans, do you have anything left? Yes, they have a mothballed fort here in Tabuk. So I will actually send 50,000 troops in to deal with that fort. let's take a look at how the Ottomans are doing. The Ottomans have 200,000 total troops. So sending these guys down here to this fort could hypothetically be dangerous. I don't think it will be in practice, though. I think that they're going to be sort of trapped by needing to deal with these forts and things like that. So I think we'll be okay. In the meantime, I think one thing that I want to do, I'm going to move this fleet up here. And deal with that. But yeah, if I can get the Ottomans to just sort of sit on top of a bunch of useless fortifications, then that'll be really useful for me. So any other thingers? Not that I see. I do see their army here. They have some troops here. And yeah, by actually subsidizing these guys, they're actually rebuilding their armies, which is always a good thing. But yeah, it's very weird to be waiting this long. I probably could have and should have declared war on somebody. But it's fine. Look at this. Ning is going back up again. Oh my god. It's freaking impossible, man. It's impossible to get Ning dealt with. In 100 years, the game ends. The game has a time frame, right? So in 100 years, I run out of time to finish conquering everybody. So I'll either have done it by then, or I won't. And let's see. Bisha. No, world domination isn't actually the achievement I need. Technically speaking, the achievement I need should be reasonably easy to obtain. I just need to declare on Spain and the UK and take all of their overseas holdings and basically take a few... I actually don't even need all of their overseas holdings. I just need to figure out which places have tropical wood and take all of those. I don't quite have all of the tropical wood provinces. There might be some other people that I need to go after as well. I don't actually know. Let's see, there's tropical wood here in Brunei. So I'll need to take that province. But basically, what I actually need to do is take every tropical wood province in the game and control it. So we'll need to... I guess we'll need to fight Portugal. I didn't realize that they had taken control of territory up here. So... But yeah, the other thing, though, is that I'd rather try and fail to get the... whatchamacallit. I'd rather try and fail to get that one achievement. I'm pretty sure that in the last 15 years of the game, I could finish the other achievement. So, and I already have the World Conquest achievement. It's not like I'm actually getting the World Conquest achievement, but it's still fun to do it. I like to sort of shoot for World Conquest because I feel like it's the sort of ultimate embodiment of sort of maximizing your efficiency in certain ways. Yeah, definitely not the maximum of efficiency is sitting around for 2 years doing nothing before declaring war in the age of absolutism. Okay, my truce with the Ottomans has supposedly ended. Let's find out if that's actually the case. That is the case. We can now declare imperialism casus belli on the Ottomans, and we are actually going to do it. So we're going to fight the Ottomans directly, and that will work pretty well for us, I think. So let's get this party started. So we have... Let's see. I think what we're going to do, actually, maybe we'll set somebody to be... Can I actually set you as... There? Where's the button for it? Where's the button for forced march? So if they're stationary, I can tell them to do a forced march. If they're doing a forced march, they will not recover morale. I'm going to try and see if I can get there in time. There's no way on Earth, but we'll try it anyway. And these guys can, I guess, just dive these forts that I didn't take the last time. So hopefully we'll actually get here in time to... Oh, geez. I did not put a leader in charge of this army. Please tell me you're going to arrive. No, you're going to arrive in January. So this is going to tick up. Let's do that. Okay, once these guys get here, I need to give them a leader. So these guys are... Oh, hello, friends. How's it going? Alright, you guys need a general. So, considering that we don't have... Get these things done. 1,000,000 troops. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to bother building 1,000,000 troops at any point during this. That seems a little excessive. Though, that being said, these guys are approaching toward me, and... Oh, this is Drylands, so we should be fine here. But it looks like their whole army is puttering around here. We just won this siege already. So, we now have the ability to dive this army if we want. This is Drylands, though. It's not a great place to dive. What we want is them to try to take this fort. So we're just going to pop over the farmlands over here, take control of this fort. And we're just going to take pretty much every fort along the way with these two as we start approaching the capital. And how many ships do you have, Ottomans? How many ships do you have? They have basically no ships. So what I can do is I can just split these in half. No, it is not possible to raise territory instead of taking it. I guess technically speaking, the steppe hordes have the ability to raise, but it's not like it's not like you're destroying the territory instead of taking it. It's more of like you're raising it in a way that gives you monarch points, which you could then use to potentially core the same territory that you just raised. Oh shit. Well, that's bad. Oh, that's even worse. I thought I was paused and I wasn't, so these guys are gonna get fucked. Or not, apparently. We're fine. We're gonna walk away. Apparently we're gonna walk away from this without any trouble whatsoever. These guys are almost certainly going to cause trouble for me over here. We have a fort here. Go ahead and shift this. And let's see. We're now at 14% war score already, which is pretty good considering we don't have their capital. Oh god. Who's going to arrive first? We're going to arrive first, right? So we're going to arrive first here. This will be Drylands, and we're not really in a great position. But it looks like they're actually not going to attack me, so that's really good. I split these armies way, way too much. These two should not have been going to opposite corners of the planet. We're going to see if they are... Where are you going? Oh, they are going to Raqqa, so... They are going to try to dive me. They're going to not arrive in time, so we're fine. And weirdly enough, they are not going to try to help Hama. They're all going to Raka instead. So, oh, never mind. They're coming after me now. Oh boy. It's fine. These guys are probably going to arrive first, though, because this is... Oh, jeez. It's not fine at all. We might actually legitimately get stack wiped here. Yep, we got stack wiped. And that is what happens when you dive with, like, 30,000 troops. There's just no reason to do that. That was just really dumb. We're already at 28%, 24% war score. Well then, that's pretty cool. So these guys are going to just pop toward here, I guess. And let's see. Suboptimal. Do we have the ability to pick up a new thinger? We do not, no. We're going to just do some culture converting over here. Because we can. Let's see. Yeah, that's why I kept everything doom stacked, is because the AI is generally very scared to come near you. If you have a decent-sized army, decent is, you know, a relative term, obviously. So you can take advantage of the AI's cowardice by just having a pretty decent-sized army. You'll be able to prevent them from ever attacking you in the first place. So that's what I was going for there. We, I think, are going to need to pop this. We're not going to want to sit here for too long. They're going to try to come back to me, I think. So they have 7% on this, despite the fact that that's impressive. All right, these guys, hopefully we will be able to catch them. We might not be able to. We just took their capital. So, good job, team. That's not too shabby. And can we catch you? Almost certainly not, right? No, we're not going to catch you there. Oh, we can't even get to there. Let's see. And Crimea's fighting Hungary, it looks like. Oh, it looks like the fight over ISIL has gone away. They are... Okay, never mind. They're just gonna... just chain do this, because that's a great strategy for them. Okay, we're gonna hope that we can dive here before they get out, and it looks like we can. So, we're able to take out this little army. It's not a huge bonus, but it's better than nothing. And we should hopefully be able to siege down that fort if we want. And we can take a look at how much we can take here. What I'd like to do is start shrinking the field of battle as much as possible. So this is 36% war score. I think this is sufficient for Egypt. And then we want... what else? Obviously, it's best if we can take some of these forts. I guess I could form if I wanted. I could try to make another thinger over there. So, looks like my armies are actually doing a pretty decent job of carpet sieging them this time, which is pretty convenient. This is 27 thingers. So these guys I think are all going to ISIL. They could be coming to here, but I think they're going to ISIL. Okay, they seem to have changed their minds. And if I hadn't lost that army, to my own stupidity. Be in really good shape here. Do I want to do... yes, I can. Well, I think... I can raise mercs in vassal territory. I might be able to... I think I can raise all troops in that vassal territory. So, how many troops do I need? And do I want to make a merc company? This will drop my professionalism by a considerable degree, but I can just get it back up with my military power. So I think we're going to do this. How many of these do I need? I'm going to build 20 of these and 4 cavalry. So this will be just called Army. And Army will reduce my finger by some value. Let's take a look here. Army professionalism is still at 100%, so it must be when they finish building, question mark? Let's see. Send them whatever they need, I guess. So we just won the Siege of Sugla. We're at 33% war score. We can pop into Haleb if we want. And I guess we could pop up here if we want. I think we're going to just go to Sinop. Can I get to there? I cannot. On the plus side, we do not have to worry about the... we don't have to worry about the Ottomans taking back this province, because they can't reach it. So... And it looks like we've won the Siege of Haleb. Pop to here. I just am a little concerned about this army. I'm going to take control of this province here. That'll give me a place to retreat to. Iroquois separatists. I do not need to worry about them. I have another army over there. Let's see. So, what is my army professionalism? Oh my goodness, that is quite a lot of professionalism lost, but that's okay. And we can now do this. Yeah, I lost this benefit. Yes, yes. So, we sunk their flagship. We sunk their battleship. And we are still just sort of carpet sieging our way through their territory. And they're now at 39% and unenthusiastic, which is great. So we can do this if we want. This gets us 41%. And that is 63. Do we want to do that? Because that leaves... I don't think I do. I think I'm going to do an encircling tactic here. So, we want to take control of this fort, right? And we want to take control... Oh, right. We don't want to take control of this region yet. Unless we do. If we don't take this... and we instead just coast our way up. Where's the fort? Are these both forts? Yes, they are. So, I could do this, and that takes less total territory with them. I think I can do this and it won't be a huge problem. But that's still 40% overextension, so that's going to be about the maximum that I can do for Bharati Egypt. I might even have to hold on to some of it while they core other stuff. So that's fine. Now, the next order of business is to take Tabuk. The next order of business is to take Haleb. And the next order of business there is to take this. So if I can get this 38% war score right here, I think that's sufficient for my current needs. But the question is, while it's sufficient for my current needs, is there any reason to stop there? Because I could, instead of stopping there, just keep on sieging down territory. And it looks like there's 66,000 there. We're now at 44% war score. And they have some mountain forts over here that I could try to deal with. These guys are re-sieging stuff. I'm actually surprised that they've gone back to medium enthusiasm. I probably shouldn't be surprised. The AI has a tendency to have no idea what the hell it's doing when it comes to the enthusiasm mechanic. Okay, I think what I'm going to do is, since we've got this other army here, we are going to pull everyone here. Just all these. That should be plenty to pick up this army. We're going to pick this army up, and that will hopefully allow us to 39 is actually pretty much exactly what I need, I think. Do I need any more? You know, it occurs to me that I don't even need to do that. Let's pull these guys out. This is 30 ships. That should be plenty to deal with this problem. I'm going to send these guys over here as well. These guys are going to pop over here. And we lost the Siege of Isel. That's fine. These guys are going to pop in the boats. And they are going to pop into, I guess, Rhodos. We have a lot of things here. I don't know where the hell you guys are going, but I don't like it. Okay, we've now, I think, got most of our armies in a safe position. These guys are not safe by any stretch of the imagination. So, do I want to pop a siege? I think I do. I'm going to pop this breach. Let's get this dealt with quickly. Meanwhile, all of my vassals are just going crazy over here. We just finished the siege instantly. Nice. Very nice. And we can get these guys to Rhodes. From Rhodes, the enemies can't actually get to me. So they're going to just be sieging back their territory. And they're in a really, really bad position here. So yeah, we're just going to get 100% war score off of them, I think. Because we can. Just look at this freaking carpet siege. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful thing to behold. Like, at some point, they're going to start taking back some of this shit. But by the time it happens, it's going to be too late. So we can just pop over to here, and so we're going to. And we've been at war with them for 2 years. We're at 58% war score now. And that is going to just keep rising. In addition, because they are getting completely blanket sieged here, we should be getting more and more enthusiasm working in our favor. Other thing is, oh no, we lost 2% war score from Sugla. My life is so sad. Okay, we're gonna go down to Nelor, and you guys can go pick that army up. And that army should be very useful. That army will not have to worry about manpower. That army will be able to just punch into the enemies as much as they want. And we can do whatever we want. So we can actually get great frigates now if we want. I should probably just do this. I'm just going to do this. It's fine. So we just won the Siege of Anabolu. Cool beans. Let's go to Corfu. So this army, or this fleet rather, is going to, I guess... Do I want to just set them to... I think I do. I'm going to set them to blockade any ports in this region. Because we can, and it'll be good. These guys are... Ooh. They're about to get chased down by the Ottomans, so hopefully the Ottomans don't arrive before we tick this. And we ticked it. So, we're now at 61% war score. So, how much war score can we take from them now? We've now taken... This is 67% overextension overall. So, we should be able to take... Interesting. There's actually a thing over here if I wanted to take it. So, one thing that I could do... no, this is Europe. I would need a connection to the capital to get another thing there. So, with that being the case, we have 3 nations that we can expand here. I think we're going to try expand here. Actually, we don't even need these. We can just take control of these 2 forts here. Taking control of this fort gives us access to Rhodes. Rhodes gives us access to Sugla. And we can basically just start taking control of their forts and giving all of those forts to our vassal. Except we can't. Kybris. Ah. So we need to land there, I guess. What are you guys doing? I just do not like the way the AI handles the basically any of the naval missions. Alright, so split these guys out. Oh, this is a different. So these guys are going to do some. Oh, somebody else is fighting. I'm like, who's gonna fight me here? Seems like a bad strategy for whoever's involved. 1532 versus 36 galleys. And a pretty decent leader here. I'm gonna actually just wait for these guys to move away. That way I don't have to deal with them. So these guys are just going to get in the boats, and from here, we're just gonna pop them over to here and drop them onto this province. So these guys now have a lot of options. We're at 63% war score. And the other thing is that I could, if I want, I don't technically need to take Kybris. Kybris is actually a really easy fort for me to take because I'll have naval dominance completely. So I could take this province instead and then just keep taking the other stuff. So I think that's probably what I'm going to do. So this will be expansion for the Ottoman Eaters. The Ottoman Eaters are going to just expand this way. And with that being the case, we can now expand with our next nation. So we'll go ahead and take this. And do we want to just... Do we want to secure the territory that's close to us? Do we want to take... I kind of like the idea of cutting this territory off completely. I think that's reasonable. And... Okay, so it looks like right now we can take about 53% war score. And let's see. Nobody actually gives a shit. If we do this, we are not maximally expanding all of our vassals. And we're taking two. We'd be taking 3, 4, 5 of their forts, which is good. And we're taking a pretty massive chunk out of them if we do this. The question is, can we take... So why is their enthusiasm sufficiently high that they're not willing to... So if they're at -2, then why can I only take 53? Why can't I take more than that? Shouldn't they be at a -2? Oh, he's a fierce negotiator, so there's a -10 from that. Oh, that's really unfortunate. I'm just wondering how quickly I can accrue more war score and how safely I can do it, because they've now started wandering around again. I think we're just going to do this, honestly. I think that this makes the most sense. We'll have... Jesus Christ, that's a lot of troops. We'll actually be able to connect this up together. We won't have everything down here connected. Oh, but you know what? If I want to get the Suez Canal started, what do I need for that? I need these 2 provinces. So clearly we need to at the very least take this province. And that is an expensive province. I actually like all this stuff that's... I don't think I want to take this province. And for whatever reason, I can kind of just take whatever I want now. But I don't think I can core anything. Let's see. I do have the money to make it happen, yes. I can just... I mean, I don't know that it'll finish in time, because it's a damn nightmare. But I do have sufficient cash to just throw at the project. Alright, let's do this. This is fine. This will give us a little bit of aggressive expansion, and it'll give a ton of overextension to people who are not me. Boop. So, we are going to go ahead and start granting provinces. So, where are you? Ottoman eaters. There you are. Grant province. ISIL. Grant province. Tech. Grant province. Roads. Grant province. Sugla. And I'm already paying them a bunch of money, so they should hopefully be able to afford this crap. So we'll give them Hama, Aleppo, Urfa, and Deer. Go. So this is clearly territory that belongs down here, so we're gonna do that. So next on the list is to give Bharati Arabia the Alwaj. I will grant them Tabuk. I will grant them Al-Shaf. And do they get anything else? Nope. They are unfortunately going to have a sad time. Oh, yes, they do. They get Banias. For a second, I thought that I had actually forgotten to do this, but I did not. So we actually have the ability, if we want, to immediately declare again and just declare on Fars. I was thinking about doing Fars and Karakoyunlu while I was doing the Ottoman conquest, but I did decide that I would prefer not to do that, and that's going to pay off here because we now have the ability to declare again, and hopefully get some good stuff going. So this is working. Quisir. Razgarib. Suez. I don't think I need to control directly. I think a vassal can hold it, so. Sure. Kira. Kia. Cairo. And. Haida. Alexandria. Yahoo. 93% overextension, so I gave them exactly as much as I would want to give them here. Let's take a look. I think that that's a small enough province that I can give that to them as well. So it's called Masala. Oh, who did I just give that to? Oops, wrong nation. Oh well. Sorry, Egypt. Let's see. Next on the list we have what? Any more stuff that needs to be? I don't have anything else that needs to be cored. Perfect. So we've gotten rid of all the stuff that we gave out to our vassals, and we now need to decide what we're going to do from here. So we have the ability to declare on Fars if we want. If we declare on Fars, the Ottomans will join in. They are 8,000 in debt, but when has that ever stopped the AI from getting involved in a war that they really should not be getting involved in? So with the Ottomans being willing to get involved in another war with me this quickly, I think what we're going to do is we are just going to pop back to here. Do we need to do any sort of changes before we declare? I don't think we do. We have everyone here already, so let's just declare on Fars and call it a day. So you are allied with Astrakhan. You are at war with Karakoyunlu and Averia. So Yahoo. So Astrakhan will join. The Ottomans will join. Do I want to declare with the Ottomans? It might be better to declare with these guys, actually. Can I declare with you? And yeah, I'm going to declare with these guys instead, actually. So by declaring on these guys, we have another opening against the Ottomans to start punching them again if we want. We don't have to, but we have the opportunity here. So we can basically decide whether we want to just expand into Karakoyunlu or whether we want to be taking a bunch more stuff from the Ottomans. My thinking is I'm probably going to want to take a couple more forts from the Ottomans because we can, and we are going to want to take... Okay, there's no meaningful ships there, so we're just going to chill here. And look at that. We just wiped that fleet. Cool beans. At least it says that we wiped the fleet, even though we clearly didn't. Let's see. How are you guys doing? They have 50,000 troops chilling down here. And who is it that I declared on? Karakoyunlu? Yes. So this army is going to deal with Karakoyunlu. Where did that other army go? Did I send them? I did, right? I did not actually send the army over. So let's get this party started with the Doom army. These guys are going to just pop over to Suez, I think. Do I want to pop them to Suez, or do I want to pop them closer to here where I can wipe this army? Do I even want to wipe that army, or do I want to just make them go further and further into debt? I feel like I might want to make them just go further into debt. Do we want to just hit this button? I think we do, because I'm lazy, and laziness is good and couldn't possibly cause any problems for us whatsoever. In addition, we are about to tick up to rank 26 military tech, and that will actually help us a lot if we decide to try to stack wipe the Ottoman. Oh my goodness! Hello, friends. Why would you do this? So these guys are in Highlands 11th and 11th. Since we're both going to arrive on the 11th potentially, and that is a province that I don't really have a lot of reason to dive into, we're just not going to bother. And there we go. We now have access to a new type of thinger, a new type of infantry. Do we want to take them right now? Yes. Alright, so it looks like the Ottomans are going to try to siege down our forts over here, and they're going to be successful at that. That's fine. They'll take control of forts that are basically their forts. And let's see. You guys are going to do your thing. This is really dumb. I mean, it's probably going to be fine, but only probably. I mean, like, I just upgraded my troops, and they're just sitting on this province with, like, no morale. It's not a great way to be. But I think we've sufficiently recovered our morale to be able to hang out here and be fine. We're going to go ahead and siege this, though, because I just don't like it. I'm not comfy. I want to be comfy. We're going to make ourselves comfy. So these guys are still trying to get back to their own territory. They might actually have some trouble getting to their own territory, because the let's see. So we have control of Sugla. They've taken control of Isel. Do I want to get into Isel? Okay. So Bagelkind is now culture converted. And what do we want to do with you? We have this army here, and I guess we'll just pop over here. So we will try to, do we want to go to We're not going to go to Constantinople yet, because we want to deal with these guys first. We have a bunch of forts here. We are going to deal with them, because maybe I can. If I just sit these guys in Kocaeli, then I'll have plenty of time to get away if I need to. So this army is going to just pop over to here, I guess. And these guys have already won this siege. I guess I don't need the capital. The capital doesn't help me that much. I forgot about that. Okay. So, change of plans. These guys are actually going to pop over here. And we are going to transport over to Anabolo so that we can take control of that fort. And we are going to hopefully be able to accumulate war score quickly here. We seem to be getting it reasonably fast. So oh, hello. I forgot about you. I forgot the entire reason that I sent you guys over this direction. So let's try to deal with the Ottoman army that was coming home. This army needs to get a leader assigned so that we can actually fight. And then they are going to fight with the Ottomans. Okay, you guys are going to Suez, right? Is that where you're going? Yes, you are. You're locked into Suez. Suez is coastal desert. So good luck, friend. Good frickin' luck. We won this siege, and we're going to go down to Elam. That's fine. We should be able to win this. Oh my goodness! Ooh, that escalated quickly. So, that is a what was that? Wow, that's like 50,000 troops for 10,000? Yeah, I'll take that bargain any day, especially since the 10,000 are filthy mercenaries. Okay, so I shouldn't talk ill of mercenaries. Mercenaries are, you know, very convenient to have. So we're going to pop you guys over here, I guess, and we're going to send this fleet over to here to make sure that we can get control of the siege easily. Now, where's what? So these guys are popping to this fort. We're going to try to siege this down as quickly as possible. And meanwhile, we've just taken control of a bunch of this territory down here. And these guys are going to dive up here, so we need to help them out, I guess. I don't know why they're going this way. This seems like a slow way to get here, but you know, they seem to like this strat, so unfortunately these guys did lose, but they didn't get stack wiped, and we're probably going to stack wipe them in return, because that is a 9 on the shot. Oh, maybe not. That's a problem. They are going to dive me. I do not like that. Never mind, they're not going to dive me, because this army is going to make them run away. Perfect, so they lost a pretty sizable chunk of their army there. And let's see. I only need 1,200. Oh, yeah. Oh, I love mercs so much. I had forgotten the glory of having mercs around. So this merc army is absolutely just going to be obliterating people because there's just so much merc manpower to have here. It's glorious. Okay, so you guys are looking for new forts. I guess we'll pop over here, question mark. I think what we're going to do is we're going to pop over to the Shervan fort for right now. I'm a little concerned about accidentally running into the enemy while they're popping into these mountain territories. But the Carpet Siege is going apace. We just waited a month and got these guys reinforced. These guys are now heading back probably to ISIL. No, they're not going to ISIL because ISIL is sieged already, and I should probably remember which provinces belong to me and which provinces belong to my enemies. That might be useful information to have. We're going to just pop into their capital. I don't know where they're going, but they're going somewhere. This army is, I guess, just going to pop over here. And it looks to me like these guys are going to lock in to pop here. And oh my goodness, my vassal swarm is actually doing the job. They're not quite going to win this because of this. Oh god, because of the reinforcements. Oh, there's so many reinforcements. Oh my goodness. Alright, there's so many reinforcements, but that is entirely okay because we can just retreat away. We don't need to actually stay in any longer, so that was a huge victory, question mark, for us in a lot of respects. So these guys here are actually going to come at me with 20,000 troops, which is a little strange. I'm a little concerned about this, so we're going to go ahead and order an artillery barrage because we want this to tick so that they can't get back here. Once we've got this ticked up to prevent them from getting back to us, we should be in good shape. This army is just going to recoup slowly, and once they've recovered, they will be in good shape. We just took the siege of their capital. Looks like Spain is puttering around over here for some reason. So here is the question. How much territory do we want to take from Karaköyünlü, and how much do we want to take from the Ottomans? I think we want to take at least some of these forts from the Ottomans, right? Like, do we want to... Do we, though? They have a bunch of coastal forts and things like that. But, honestly, I guess, yeah, if I take all of this, then it really limits the scope of the fight by a lot. And by taking control of this fort, I have the potential to lock them in on this location and then just kind of obliterate them. So this will cause some aggressive expansion with some peeps. You know, for some reason, people don't like it when you take territory from people who you didn't actually set as co-belligerent in the war. I don't really understand it, but, you know, it's just a weird thing about peeps. So, if I were to just take the stuff that I can take before they start whining about me going over my limit, this is already 52% overextension. So, if I take... Okay, this is a province that I can... So this is a chain that I can largely take. I can't actually take Constantinople unless I do things that I don't want. I actually like their capital being here. I think I'm going to leave their capital here. So that means that I can take more provinces off of you. This is now 50% overextension. And how much of it is these provinces? This is actually 6% overextension. Jesus Christ. Let's see. Anybody else that I can give a little bit to? Doesn't look like it. Do I want to get this piece? Actually, yes, I do. This will be very valuable for me because I just realized I still have fars to declare on. So by doing this, I'll be able to give the Western Expanse a bunch of new territory. Have you guys actually cored? You haven't cored anything yet because, of course, you haven't. You're at war with the people that have the core on it. But I don't have any personal overextension, so I can actually afford, if I want, to take all these territories for myself and call it a day. Alternatively, and this might be a better strategy, do I actually want to take a bigger hit a war score here? Let's see here. We've taken a bunch of capitals, we've taken a bunch of forts and things. Let's take a look at how the Ottomans are doing with regards to their armies. They have a force limit of 225. They're down in manpower by quite a considerable sum, and they're currently sitting at 137,000 troops. So, I wonder how far in debt the Ottomans are now. Because they probably had to take out more loans here. That would be my guess. Do I want to wait this out a little longer? Or do I want to attack Fars? My one concern over here is that Fars is actually starting to occupy territory over here. So I guess one thing that I could do is I could take control of Erevan. I think we're going to stay in this war for a little longer. I don't think I have a strong reason to peace out quite yet. Actually, how long do I have on my truce with Ming? Ming is... Oh, shit! I only have until next year before I can declare on Ming again. So... I think that's going to mean that we're going to be in good shape doing this. We're going to do this. I think we're not going to declare on Fars, maybe. I guess just because I can declare unending doesn't mean that I need to do so immediately, necessarily. And let's see here. Why am I taking these? I don't want those. Anything else that I want to take right now? Alright, I think I'm going to do this. We'll take a bunch of territory to give to the Western Expanse. We'll take a decent bit of territory, certainly 3 forts to give to the Ottoman Eaters. And we will call it a day. Yes, and we will not declare war on them again after this because we have to core all this shit. We can't core any of this shit until we stop declaring war on the Ottomans. So we're going to give them a little bit of time to recover, question mark? But we're going to give them a little bit of time, and we will go ahead and grant Cyprus to these guys. And then we cannot give them anything else until we start clearing out the rest of these. So do we want to actually just core these ourselves? Because we have a lot of admin power. So do we want to start coring these ourselves and then just pop them over to them? I think we will. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to core those ourselves. We'll still give it to our vassal. It's just that we don't want to worry about it. Let's see. The Western Expanse is... can be granted all these provinces that are giving overextension. And there we go. So, that's all set. And these guys have a pathway to the ocean. And we have more territory to give to Arabia. And Aligamama. Okay, so those are done. What's next? We have Corfu, we have Moria, and those are the only 2 provinces we have. We are just going to go ahead and core these. And let's take a look here. We have 0 unrest. Hot diggity. How do we not have separatism? We do. We have +5 from separatism. So the separatism is just so small now because we have so many stacking separatism modifiers. This is great. So these guys are going to pop here. We're going to go ahead and consolidate all of our ships together. And once we've consolidated all of our ships together, do we want to... not here, no. Yeah, I'm not going to build any more advanced forts. These poor bastards have so much money probably going out to this. So let's take a look and make sure that we pay off all the debts that we've accumulated at this point. We don't want any of these nations to have any debt because we need them to be maintaining their armies, because these armies have actually been really useful. They've just been carpet sieging everything. It's great. So a lot of work getting done by our beautiful vassals here. Now then, we're no longer at war. Can we construct the Suez Canal? So, I can't actually do it yet. I need administrative technology rank 26. So we're not quite ready to make it, but we can get it soon. Once we get that, we will construct the Suez Canal. That will give us access to the Mediterranean very easily. Let's take a look here and see. The Ottomans are sitting on 1,300 development. So I think I've taken, well, between me and Hungary, I think we've taken about 500 development from them so far. So we haven't taken that much development, but what we have taken actually is a huge number of fortifications. We've taken a lot of forts off the Ottomans, and those forts are going to be handy because from now on, every single fort that we take is giving us a meaningful amount of war score, and that's just going to be super useful. So these guys are heading to the coast, and that's good. This is just a gigantic swarm of armies. It's glorious. It's a glorious thing to behold. These guys are going to pop over here. You guys are... So where are you going? They're going to... Okay, they're going to pick you up in Sukla. So, do I have anything else that I want to get done before then? No, we're gonna wait for... I think we're gonna wait for these guys to arrive here. We'll pick them up. And then we will continue on. So, we're gonna pop these guys over here, drop them off in Egypt. And weirdly enough, Bharat Egypt is actually in Egypt at this point, so cool beans. And we have about a year to get our shit together so that we can go after Ming. Revolution in Astrakhan. Let's see. So you guys are just chilling here, accruing attrition for no reason? Is that an accurate interpretation of events here? Because I think that's an accurate interpretation of events. We're going to send them to Pegu. And Hisenwi is still a thing. We should... Or Hisapa, rather. We can start annexing Hisapa. Oh my goodness. So, this is great. Because these guys are not a client state. And this will give me access to 2 client states. So I think I'm going to use a client state for the Manchu. I think that's a given. And I do think... Actually, can I make a client state here? I can't, right? No. I need it to be adjacent to a province that is in client state. So I think, though, that if I give this province over to this client state, then I can actually take this province and make this province a new client state, which I can then use to devour Hungary with, if I so please. Let's see here. So, you, Portugal, how's it going? What you doing? Portugal, Portugal, are you allied with Ming? I don't know why I went there. Are you allied with Ming? Yes, you are. So, do I want to... Yes. Portugal's gotten kind of big. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to declare war on Cuba now. Because I want to be at war with Portugal when the war with Ming is going on. So this is going to be the Portugal War. And what do we want to do about you, Portugal? Because they presumably have a bunch of territory that I'm going to want. Because none of this shit's going to have any forts, I don't think. And so I think we should be able to... We can't declare war directly on Portugal. But we can declare war on Cuba, and we can potentially take a little bit of territory without too much hassle. And if we just take control of their capital, we'll be all set. And meanwhile, we have 1 million vassal troops just chilling here, ready to just obliterate Portuguese Louisiana. I don't think the Americas are terribly relevant in terms of like what we have to do to maintain this war. These guys, however, that's not what I wanted to put. You guys are going to pop down here and get this done. So, this fleet needs to come back to the right side of the ocean, and I think the way that we're going to do it... Actually, do I want to bring these troops with them? Just for the hell of it? No, I think the long walk will be useful for them to recover. No, never mind. Right. So we're going to pop over. Montferrat? Montferrat is over here. Interesting. Montferrat is here, and their capital is right here, which is certainly a thing. And these guys are doing their business. Do I actually? I guess no. There's not really a lot of reason for me to do it this way. We're going to take these guys down south. We'll walk them down to some place that has a decent supply limit, hopefully. Is there a place that has a decent supply limit? No. No, there is not. Well, shit. You know what? Fine. We'll get them in the boats. So these guys are actually just going to pop over to Cuba, I think. Actually, you know what? They could just pop over to Portugal. Now that I think about it. We're right here. So here's a question. Portugal. Buddy, pal. How many troops? You only have 58,000 troops? Okay, then. So, never mind. We're going to do this slightly differently than I had anticipated. We're going to drop these guys off in Portugal, and we're basically just going to annex Portugal with this one random army. Because unless all of their troops are in Portugal itself, there's no way that they can stand against this army. This army is basically strong enough to take out the entire Portuguese army. So this is the Battle of Cuba. We just won that pretty decisively. And we better leave this as it is because reasons. And let's see here. So the issue is that Portugal is not something that I can't take these provinces from them if they're not the sort of like primary antagonists here. Hello, friends. So it looks like most of their army, not quite all of it, but most of their army is in fact right here. So I have 45,000 troops here. I'm not that concerned about these guys attacking me. I don't think they're going to dive me here. So with me not thinking they're going to dive me here, I am just going to just chill here. I'm sure it'll be fine. I should have probably gone to Porto, though, because from Porto I could walk north, or walk east, rather, to Braganca, and I'd get there in time to prevent them from coming toward me. But either way, it's fine. We've won the Siege of Cuba, and we can now go somewhere else if we want. Cuba has a pretty decent-sized army, actually, considering that I thought that I had just wiped out most of their army. Maybe I should just chill these guys somewhere. Meanwhile, Portugal is losing all of its provinces in the Americas. Am I going to want to piece out Portugal separately? Oh, that's interesting. These guys are now approaching me. Are you the best? Yes, you are. So here's the question. Are they going to try and dive me? No. No? Yes? Maybe? They're going to just stand right next to me. Okay, well, I'm going to recover some troops this month. Consolidate my regiments. So with me having consolidated my regiments, let's take a look at the army quality between me and Portugal. So Portugal has 45,000 troops here. They have no morale and no discipline. These troops are trash. So I do have the numerical advantage, but I do have fewer frontliners. But I honestly think that it'll be fine because cannons at this stage in the game are really important, and they don't have very many of them. And beyond that, they also have a trash military that I cannot stack wipe because I'm sad. But while I wasn't able to stack wipe them here, I can and will lock them. Do I want to lock them on this side? No, I want to wait until they get over to the other side, and then I'm going to just lock them in Africa. So with these guys locked in Africa, I'll be able to do a lot of good work. So basically we're just going to lock their army in Africa, and then we're just going to carpet siege the entire mainland. I think they've probably gotten there by now, so I'm just going to move over here so I can lock them in. And it looks like that is the case. Yes, they're all over here. And this is controlled by Spain, not controlled by Portugal or one of their allies. So since it's not controlled by Portugal or one of their war allies or anything like that, it's controlled by some third party. They do not have the ability to just automatically cross, despite the fact that I have control of the strait. So they shouldn't be able to get across the strait here. We're all set there. Morale of armies. I guess we're doing morale of armies because it's the best thing I have access to right here. Alright, so these guys can pop down here, question mark. Okay, we just won the Siege of Lisboa. Now, I'm wondering whether we want to peace out with... They're probably not going to peace out, right? They're going to be way too enthusiastic about this. Oh, ongoing battles. Nice. So actually they would peace out. And I cannot do what I'd like to do. What I'd like to do is tell them to give me that thinger, but I can't tell them to just give me their overseas holdings there, apparently. Do I want to... Yes. We're just going to carpet siege, because I don't think they have the ability to send an army at me now. So I guess they could hypothetically have an army already over here. But we can identify whether that's the case pretty quickly. And if we just do this, we should be able to fully carpet siege Portugal. And these guys can start moving around to try and catch these guys off guard. Where is my army? I brought these guys to here, and they're going to want to be picked up by the fleets. So where's my fleet? I have a fleet here. I'm going to move them to pick these guys up. That should work fine. Where's my other fleet? Fleet. So that's this one. This fleet is doing its thing. This fleet is right. Gotcha. I forgot. I stopped sending my troops where they were intended to go to deal with Ming because I decided to instead go attack Portugal. Okay, so we got 2% war score, got another 1%. Alright. We've now occupied huge portions of territory, and what do we want to do here? Oh, are these guys in the war too? Oh, I should have set them as co-belligerent. I didn't realize that these guys were in the war. Oops. This is why you need to actually look at who's going to be involved in all the wars that you're getting into, huh? Alright, so what are we doing here? I have the ability, if I want, to take territory from their colonies, and this does not cause thinger. I didn't set them as a co-belligerent. I could take the capital of Portugal if I want. Do I have any real reason to take control of that? Do I even have a real reason to take control of Portuguese Louisiana? Like, let's be honest. There's not really a lot of reason that I would want to take control of that. So, I think I actually kind of made a mistake here, honestly. I don't know that I needed to do this. But you know what I think I'm going to do? I have so many troops over here that what I think I'm going to do is basically just sit on this war. We've now got their capital carpets. We've got Portugal's capital carpets siege. So Portugal is not going to be a problem for us now. So what we can do is we can... Hey, Truce with Ming has ended. Okay, so... let's see. We have these guys chilling here waiting for the boats to arrive. But basically I think what I'm going to do is just leave this war going in the background. And I'm going to take these troops over here, bring them to Fez. If I take control of all of Fez, then I should be able to prevent the Portuguese from basically doing anything. And if the Portuguese have nothing that they can do, then this war is pretty much a given, because the African stuff is just going to be handled by my vassals. I have plenty of like vassals chilling here, just ready to carpet siege. So oh, I found their army. Okay. Well, part of it anyway. I don't see the rest of them. There were more troops here, right? Aha. How are we doing here? We got separation of powers. Do not want. We want to wait a couple of years at least. And there we go. So we took this siege, and we can now just get back in the boats. Okay. We're gonna pop into the boats, and we can now start worrying about Ming. So we have probably arrived here now. Yes. So these guys are going to pop across the ocean to Ming territory. And let's take a look at Ming's current situation. Ming has no morale to speak of, interestingly enough. Why is your... Oh, land maintenance, right. So that's that. They only have 182,000 troops at this point. So Ming is actually legitimately starting to shrink down in terms of their overall economy. So that's very good. So these guys are in the boats. We can go ahead and bring them to the war with Ming. And these guys are just building up troops. They have debt for some reason. Okay. Now then, we're at 67% war score. Which is pretty good, actually. I might actually decide to jump into the Moluccas at some point, just so that I can take control of these. But I don't know, I'm not sure I want to. Look at that. Oh man, it's so beautiful. So beautiful. And we're at 70% war score. You guys are chilling here. So we have 2 years before we can get separation of powers. And yearly inflation. No, we don't need you. Unfortunately, we do not have any of the things that we would necessarily want, so we are going to take the inflation reduction person because we can, and we're going to pump you twice. Morale of navies plus 10%. Okay, we're actually going to leave this person as is. So we're actually going to be able to tick another thing soon. Interesting. There's a lot of people entering military alliances with Portugal in the middle of their war. Truce to Japan has ended. Japan does exist? Where the hell are you? Is this Japan? No, this is Great Britain. Where the hell is Japan? Oh, that's funny. Is this... There's an island here that is owned by Japan. That's funny. I did not realize that there was an island here that was owned by Japan. I would have dealt with that if I had realized it was... Okay, so I'm connected back on this. Give me a second. Am I... It looks like we've reconnected. I don't know what happened, but I lost my connection for a second. And what else are we gonna do? Do we want... Oh, this is the Hisapa army. So we actually have a huge army over here now that's ours. We have complete control over like 14,000 troops in this area. Do we want to just annex Cuba? Okay, that is 81 war score. Actually, now that I think about it, if I'm willing to peace out with Portugal separately, because, like, what do I care about Diplo power costs? Then I could actually take the Moluccas from them. So this costs me 20. This is Terra Incognita, unfortunately. So I can't just take this without cost, right? Okay. So this is... Oh, that's interesting. This would give power projection to my thinger states. Colonial nations. So if I wanted, I could do all of this. Not all of this. So if I wanted to, I could actually take a considerable amount of Portuguese territory right now. This will only cost me 41 Diplo power, and who cares? So doing this would, however, give me a bunch of extra states. Not a bunch, actually. This is part of the Ivory Coast. So actually, do I want to just take the Ivory Coast stuff? Oh, part of this is in Australia. No, this is the Australia node. It's probably not. It's not the Australia trade region, colonial region. Oops. So I could take control of some of the Moluccas here if I want. If I do, then that's 2 extra areas. But these are areas that I'm going to have to take eventually anyway. So... Fortunately, I don't see any way that I'm going to get that. So one thing that I can do, though, is I can actually annul their treaty with the Ming, and then I will, when I go in against Ming, I won't have to deal with Portugal. So I just take a bunch of territory from them right now, and then... what territory am I taking, though? Do I want to take the Moluccas, or do I want to take the coast of the Ivory Coast? I think it's actually kind of silly to take these provinces. None of these provinces have forts. and they are part of... oh, does this have a fort? Okay, so this actually has a fort. That's why I couldn't do this just now. So I actually should take you and anything else. Yeah, I'll just take the rest of the Moluccas here. Oh. I'm going to take all of their territory over here that I can get my hands on. Okay, I can actually take 54% war score. That's 60 Diplo power, which is easy to accomplish. I'll have the ability to core it for relatively cheap. I get no overextension because it's all colonial provinces. So let's peace out Portugal. Did I break their alliance? I don't remember. I don't remember whether I clicked the button. I think I clicked the button. I think I did click that. Truce with Portugal. Perfect. So, Ming has no allies. They are just them versus me. So, we will go ahead and declare on them now, question mark? Nope, I don't have any diplomats. So, that's fine. You guys can actually just pop up here. It didn't occur to me that I could actually have these guys just walk to Ming, but it turns out that that's a totally feasible thing for me to do. And where's the rest of my army? Okay, we've got a bunch of troops here that I'll be able to do stuff with later. And we have at least one diplomat free, so we cannot make this core, which means that I'm going to need to send somebody to Liga here, it looks like. So, are we ready to just annex Cuba? Cuba would potentially join a coalition against us. That's unfortunate. So yeah, we're going to peace out with Cuba. It's full annexation, and Yahoo. That is going to give us a ton of overextension, except it's not going to give us any overextension. Maybe it will, because I did not actually check whether, like, how much overextension that was. So, let's follow. At least they've been around a while, so they potentially have... some decent amount of absolutism. So it definitely looks like we're going to have too much here for them to take control of by a considerable margin. So we're going to get them to 99% overextension. I don't think we're going to core the rest of this. I think we're just going to... do I have a place with good enough? Yes. So this has sufficient supply limit to handle everyone, so we're going to head to Soyo with everybody. Okay, so we now have access to separation powers. I guess we could core some of this stuff if we wanted. You know what? Let's do it. We're going to core this stuff for the... you know what? Never mind, we're not going Oh, did I give... Whoops. Okay, so I gave them that, but I can send somebody down here. We're fine. So, as long as I get this... Oh, nice. Okay, so we're going to take 27,000 manpower because we can. How are we doing on a professionalism, by the way? Professionalism is not in that window. Professionalism is in the military. So our professionalism is 95%. Oh, nice. Look at that. Plus 50 with all of our vassals. And we have so many. It's all been for your good. It's for your own good, my friends. Yes. Let's see. What are we doing? We have 56,000 here. We have 50,000 here. This is a sufficiently large army to go after Ming, I think. But I'm getting tired and I need to probably end here, I think, for today. Certainly my eyes are getting tired. So next time we will be probably declaring on Ming. We might actually take a large war instead of a small one this time. We'll have to see. But basically our goal is to just take out a nice chunk of Ming, and then we can start taking chunks out of other people as well. So we're currently sitting on a total development between our development and our subjects. We've got about 11,000. It looks actually we're about 12,000. We have about 12,000 development, a little bit more than that. We are probably about, I don't know, I would say probably about a third of the way through the full world conquest in terms of total amount of development in the world. We do have a few major entities left in the world that we have to deal with. We have 1,500 development in Great Britain to deal with, which is going to be a bit of a hassle. The total war score cost for all their provinces is sufficient that it's going to take several wars with them to be able to take what we want. And we will probably start the first of those wars once we've taken up... Do we want to take a bit more from the Ottomans, or do we want to start... Yeah, we're probably going to want to take a little bit more off the Ottomans. Let's take a look here. The truce with the Ottomans is ending in 8 years. So I think we'll be going after not the Ottomans, but actually we'll be going after Great Britain next. Great Britain is the next really large nation that we need to deal with. Spain is pretty big as well. We'll have to start eating them as well. But Ming is still pretty freaking huge, right? Like, Ming is still on the list of nations that we need to be eating in an efficient manner. So the nice thing about Ming is that we do have the ability to just declare war one by one on all of their vassals or not their vassals, excuse me, on all of their tributaries, and just eat Ming each time, like not even taking any territory from the tributaries, just declaring and then just immediately diving Ming's forts and going after their stuff. It might be worthwhile for me to actually start taking, instead of taking these really dense provinces here, part of the issue with Ming is just that it's such a big nation, and it's so round, so their troops can go wherever they want. If I just take control of all of this shit, I can actually shrink them dramatically, and I think that's going to be the goal of this next war, is I'm going to create probably... Do I need a new client state? Northern Territories, how are you doing? Northern Territories is sitting at 247 development. So they're cut off from going this way. So I could potentially take all of this with them. But yeah, I think that there's not really much reason not to just start forming client states in Ming. So we'll take control of the coast for ourselves. How are we doing on thing? We're actually almost capped. We're almost capped in too many territories, so you know what? Now is probably the time where we say, you know what? We can just go all in, right? I think we might just go all in. We'll have to see. The too many territories modifier is in part being contributed to from this, but what this will allow me to do is just say, okay, we're going into Great Britain, we're going to take 100% war score, we're just going to eat as much of this territory as we can, and just start moving along doing that. So I think that's what we're going to do, and that's fine. So anyway, that's going to be it for today, though. Thank you everyone for watching. It has been a pleasure to stream for you today. I am happy that we got this working eventually. I don't know what's going on with this computer, but it is making me a little sad. Later, folks.